A buyer's agent will communicate with potential sellers and their agents to find a home that meets the needs of your family. A buyer's agent is your advocate when negotiating the purchase of a home, so you never have to worry about all the details. Buyer's agents are part of the property market and are one essential component in moving forward with your home buying process. A good buyer's agent can help guide you in finding the perfect house that fits your personal needs and wants, help you craft a competitive offer, negotiate on your behalf, and more. And P.S. They don't charge you any commissions to do all this work for you. Luckily for you, Real Talker, we will be talking about what a buyer's agent is. This video will surely help you to decide whether to get a buyer's agent or not. Remember that while the first step is completing any of these amazing courses, the second and possibly more important step is taking action, even if it's imperfect action. Buying a home can be a monumental task. As a potential buyer, you'll want to find an agent that can help guide you throughout the process. However, finding the perfect agent differs from finding listing agents that present properties in your area. This article will teach you the difference between these two and help you find the perfect one for helping you to hunt for your dream home. So, what is a buyer's agent? A buyer's agent is a real estate professional who guides home buying clients through the process of purchasing a home. As a purchaser's representative in a real estate transaction, they have an obligation to protect the client's interests and work to ensure they are getting the best deal possible. Although some agents specialize in working with buyers, most agents can work either as a buyer's agent or listing agent depending on the specific transaction. Oftentimes, it can be difficult to figure out how a listing agent and a buyer's agent differ. Here's what you need to know. In a real estate transaction, there are generally two participants, the buyer's agent and the listing agent. The buyer's agent works on behalf of the buyer while the listing agent represents the seller's interests. Buyer's agents serve as the buyer's personal go-to for finding housing. They can help them secure a home to suit their specific needs and advocate for them throughout the real estate process. On the other hand, listing agents have a fiduciary duty to represent sellers at all times. That includes looking out for their best interests during listing negotiations and closing transactions. If some buyers want to find a property without talking to an agent, they believe they can just move in and respect the listing agent on the property's behalf. While this is an option, it's not really the best way to find a place. When it comes down to negotiation time, one agent may have conflicting interests with both parties in the transaction. Buyers and sellers have different interests, especially about the pricing of homes. It's important for people to understand their real estate laws before going down this path. When you are considering buying a property, you need to make sure you're paying the right price for the property and aren't being taken advantage of. A buyer's agent can guarantee your best interest by negotiating a price, negotiating commissions, and protecting your rights as a buyer. To become an effective buyer's agent, you must oversee each step of the home buying process. That may mean providing guidance for your buyers so that they never get lost or misunderstand during the process. It may also require making sure every document is on time, playing watchdog to improve security, coordinating schedules with your client, and supervising maintenance issues from beginning until end. A real estate agent often takes on the following tasks as part of their job responsibilities. Number 1. Find listings. At the outset of the process, buyer's agents will ask people about their needs and preferences. This information will be used to help them search for appropriate properties that meet their needs. As new listings enter the market, the agent will send them all to the buyers. Number 2. Schedule showings. When it comes to finding the ideal home, having some extra help is always a good call. The buyers have decided on a list of properties they're interested in touring. They'll contact their buyer's agent and tell them which ones they want to receive showings at. The buyer's agent will send out listings and open houses that they may be interested in attending on their behalf. Number 3. Ask and answer questions. An agent who specializes in buying real estate will typically accompany buyers as they tour properties and as they walk through the property for the first time. Your agent will ask about the property's condition and other concerns, but also any questions that come up your seller's past experiences with the property. This is a good chance to get insight from both the buyer and seller's perspective, which can make this process more seamless for both parties. Number 4. Price consultation. The buyer's agent will ask the listing agent if there are any disclosures on the property, potential issues that the seller must reveal to buyers. If there are no disclosures, then the agent will run a comparative market analysis or CMA to determine an appropriate offering price for the property based on similar properties that have recently been sold in the area. The buyer's agent will recommend that the buyers will make a particular offer based on this analysis and specific details of the property. Number 5. Negotiate with listing agent for SFBO seller. Negotiating with the listing agent. After making the offer, your buyer's agent will negotiate both the price and the terms. They'll inform you of any counter offers made by the seller and consult on whether you want to accept or amend them. They'll also tell you about the possible ways to make your offer more competitive, such as eliminating contingencies or adjusting the closing date. As soon as the seller accepts on an offer, your buyer's agent will work on drafting the contract. Number 6. Recommend other real estate professionals. At closing, the buyer's agent will guide and advise the buyers through the process. Before the closing date, the buyer's agent may refer to other real estate professionals, such as attorneys, inspectors, and etc., to help protect their interests during the process. So, how does the buyer's agent earn? The transaction process in real estate can vary depending on the buyer's agent and the listing agent, so it's important to make sure to understand which agent is actually getting paid. Real estate agents are typically paid by commission, with the seller covering the cost of both agents. If there is no sale, neither agent will get paid. Unless stipulated in the sales contract or exclusive agreement between the client and agent, there is a 6% commission on the selling price split evenly between the listing and buyer's agents. The seller pays for both agents because their fees are deducted from the proceeds of the sale. Because home purchases average from $400,000 to $1 million, this difference in commission means that the buyer's agent and the listing agent should each charge about a 6% commission for their services. The seller should end up with about $376,000 at net proceeds. Is it possible to end a contract with a buyer's agent? As a buyer's agent, you will only receive compensation if the buyers close on a new home. That's why it's crucial for agents to have a buyer's agency agreement that helps solidify the working relationship between them. This contract outlines terms for the relationship and ensures that both parties work exclusively with each other. If you think your buyer isn't going to close on a new home as agreed, you can cancel the agreement. However, some contracts stipulate that these agreements automatically renew at the end of a 3-month term. You should read carefully and decide what's best for your buyer. If the buyer feels like their agent hasn't been performing their duties, they can terminate the contract under certain circumstances. In such cases, the buyer is able to keep all the fees that were previously negotiated in return for terminating the agreement. As a buyer, you'll want to make sure you're comfortable with your agent. If you find that the agent's style or personality doesn't mesh with yours, try not to sign a broker agreement and instead make it clear that there is a provision in the agreement for an opt-out period of 30 to 60 days. Where does one find the best buyer's agent? Online directories are good places to find buyer's agents. Some real estate platforms have an agent directory, and since the directory is totally not sanctioned, you know you'll always be matched with the most authentic agents. If you're checking out a real estate agent, keep in mind that there are different types of agents. Some types, like buyer's agents or seller agents, have certifications and associations to prove their training, expertise, and professionalism. For example, the Real Estate Buyers Agent Council is an official affiliate of the National Association of Realtors. If you're not sure where to start, you can search for a buyer's agent online. This is what NABA has provided. Members are only real estate agents, never sellers, and don't represent any listings or advertise properties for sale. Be sure to ask your friends and family who they used before. Make sure the experience was positive before moving forward. When looking for a buyer's agent, it's definitely a good idea to do your research. You can research reviews and ratings for all types of businesses to help in making intelligent choices about who you hire or even referrals for other task-oriented services like real estate. So, how do you find someone who's right for you? There are buyer's agents who work exclusively with buyers or those who don't. Some things to consider include their experience levels and specialty as well as your goals and needs. If you're fortunate enough to get a good match, be sure to arrange for a meet and greet with them in person. If they can't make the time or if you don't feel great about the level of communication during your interview, keep moving. Buying a home can be a long process, so you want an agent who's committed to you and who you'll have as a positive working relationship with for the duration of your transaction. The trick is to interview a handful of agents and get a sense of their personalities and experiences. Your ideal agent will be someone who is not only experienced in finding home in your desired location and price range, but also who makes you feel comfortable. To help you find that perfect buyer's agent, you should ask the following questions. Number 1. Availability and schedule. You'll want to make sure that the agent you choose is available and on time of the appointments you have scheduled. If you need to drop everything and see a house right away, or if something comes up just before closing, your agent should be there to sort it out. Number 2. Communication and working style. The most important thing to consider figuring out your working styles is communication. You'll want to communicate with the agent over text and/or phone, but you'll also want to discuss agreements that you can use for best results. The frequency of contact is important too, so be sure to discuss this before committing to an agency. Number 3. House hunting. When you're looking for a home, it's important to be informed. Your agent should know all they need to know about the housing market in order to locate homes that target your price range, as well as how to guide buyers through difficult choices and markets. What neighborhoods or towns are the most famous for? Ask what methods they use to help other clients like you find homes. Number 4. Making offers and negotiating. The agent will help you build realistic offers and negotiate with sellers. It's important that you have a good agent because it helps contextualize the market and gives you insight into the local challenges. A good agent helps set reasonable expectations so you aren't surprised or disappointed when your offer doesn't get accepted. Number 5. Thoughts and personality. It's important that you know how your agent handles interpersonal conversations and decision-making. Are they more comfortable fostering positive relationships or being aggressive and combative? Are they always available to speak with you? Take the time to get a good feeling for your agent's personality because good rapport is as important as their experience and competence. Number 6. Reference. And finally, ask for references. Request the names of a few recent customers who purchased the home with them and contact those customers to inquire about their experience. Something might come up and that causes you to keep looking or confirm that this is the best seller's agent for you. As you're describing your ideal home to the agent, you should also pay attention to how well they seem to understand your needs and preferences. Agents who get your business and industry will be the right fit for you. Before we made this video, we researched what are the most frequently asked questions for buyer's agents. Now, we made sure to answer some of it. First in the list is, why don't some buyers choose to work with an agent? One benefit of finding a buyer's agent is their market knowledge, which can save you time and money when purchasing property. When the decision ultimately comes down to expense, listings and buyer's agents offer commission rates of about 6% for their services. The listing and buyer's agent will divide funds instead of you if you decide not to hire an agent. Home buyers used to rely on agents to help them find homes that match their needs and saved on commission fees, but that's no longer the case. There are many online sources for seeing what homes are for sale. With the advent of access to this information, some buyers have decided to use these tools in order to house hunt themselves and avoid the expense of agent commissions. Second, when should I hire a buyer's agent? With so many factors to focus on with a home purchase, sometimes narrowing down the search can be difficult. Our recommendation is that you work with a buyer's agent as soon as you find the right one for you. This will make everything easier to manage and take care of. Regardless of how much research you do, an agent will have the experience and resources that help you get the best deal possible. Third, if a seller decides not to pay his buyer's agent, is he legally entitled to do so? One of the biggest issues that home buyers and sellers face is paying commissions to agents. In most of the cases, the seller pays the commission of both the sellers as well as the buyer's agent. If you're interested in buying a home, you'll need to negotiate with your buyers and come up with an agreement together. The purchase agreement outlines who pays the agent's commission, which is signed by both parties at the beginning of real estate transactions. That's it for this video, Real Talker. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we've delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person, as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you'll start to see results. See you soon!